Welcome to October 10th, ArtStreamLIVE. Yes, I can tell that the force is strong in this webisode.
Did you say the fork? What fork?
What fork?
Can't you feel the force?
The fork?
The fork.
Oh, the fork.
Yeah.
The art force.
Tonight's question, can art go over to the dark side?
Good question.
I'm gonna leave that alone.
Why don't we show them the video?
Okay.
Begin?
This should explain it.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
Is there something missing in your life? Do you need to get out more? can stop what you're doing and come to the happiest place on earth. This is a theme park like no other. Dismaland. A place where all your dreams come true. So, what are you waiting for?
So this is Weston-super-Mare's seafront. You can see the big wheel at the end there over my shoulder. It is its busiest time of year right now, but of course it's still fairly early in the morning here, and we're all just congregating outside this building. This was a beachfront Lido, but it closed in 2000, but this morning it's got a new name, this sign, Dismaland, put up just a couple of hours ago, and we're about to get a look inside.
Welcome. Welcome to Disneyland.
Hold it there, please.
Remember, Disneyland.
Hold it. This is a secure area. Okay, proceed.
Let's go over here.
Hold it there, mate.
Hold over there. Have you got any guns, grenades, or unicorns?
Persons, animals, squids, dirty underpants.
Okay, proceed.
So this is what you see as soon as you come in the door here. I suppose it looks like a theme park that was closed 10 years ago. I mean, look at the fountain here, but this is carefully constructed chaos. Now, Banksy has put out a press release this morning. In it, he's asked what's the big theme of this theme park, and he says, well, perhaps the big theme is that theme parks should have bigger themes, whatever that means. But anyway, this is one of the new Banksys. There are 10 new works here, we're told by him. This is called The Castle, and you can go inside, it's fully interactive. There are also, we're told, 50 other works by international artists here too. You've got the traditional fairground stalls here, where you can pay this one, you can win some bling. But there's also stuff that's going to prove, I think, pretty controversial. Over here, for example, you can steer your own boats, but the boats, as you can see, are full of migrants. So compared to what's outside, what's in here feels much more familiar, I suppose, at least. It's more of a traditional gallery. There are works by more than 50 other artists, international artists, who aren't just Banksy. It's dominated by just a few, though. This is by Damien Hirst. You can see this beach ball that's elevated by the air coming through the middle, hovering above the blades there, constantly in peril, I suppose. And down here you can see what's called the Hiroshima cloud. That's by an artist called Dietrich Wigner, who's actually from the USA. And then at the end of the room, there's 3 new works by Banksy.
Impressive.
All right. right.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, I think that pretty much, there's David. Well, I think that answered the question, can art go over to the dark side? I'd say yes, it can.
Well,
Yes, it can.
So welcome again to our October the 10th, 2015 ArtStreamLIVE Webisode.
If you say it.
The dark side of art.
The dark side of art. Can art go over to the dark side? We thought that would be a fun thing to look at tonight. We thought that video was a good way to start it. And that's by a British artist, Banksy.
Yep.
And any lawsuits are directed to him, not toward us.
Yeah.
You know,
if you think about suing it, no speak English.
what a better way to start with that question than that. And thanks for the special appearance by the Darth Vaders. Thank you.
Right.
But we thought that would be a fun way to start tonight and share, but we've got some stills to kind of get into that and show a little bit more about can art go over to the dark side. So here's some examples we'll get into. And we'll start off with a little follow-up on Dismal Land. I just thought it'd be fun to kind of share the family album photos, you know, and that.
All right.
Give people a little bit different. I love that that troop vehicle with the slide coming out in the water part. And, you know, hey, what can we say?
In the polluted water.
In the polluted water. You get some different shots there. One thing that was fun about that, reading about the article, several articles actually, the people actually do go through a real security check, and then they go through the one that was in the video.
The cardboard.
The cardboard. And, you know, you've got the different scenes there. The crashed Cinderella carriage. Kind of remember what can happen to princesses sometimes, and you've got the refugee boats floating around. They are radio controlled, that you actually can control yourself. So
Just like the Maritime Museum down
yeah, in a way,
yeah.
So I just thought it'd be fun to show a few of the stills from there. I do like their little artistry where you can get your sketch, but of course it's the dark way of doing it from the backside. So I thought that'd be fun to share. And then just one nice little thing, some of the sights around the park there. And what's fun about this used to actually be a real amusement park that had closed. And since Banksy has come in and done what he's done, the resort area has gone up in revenue. There are actually increased revenues from people actually coming. And the hipsters have been enjoying this a lot. They said the only thing hipper than loving Banksy is hating him. That's the only thing hipper than that. So
I guess I'm hip now.
Well, we can do that. We can do a junkyard tour.
So a lot of the millennials are enjoying the exhibition because it breaks the boundaries of the museum. And a lot of folks said that opened art up to them in a way they'd never thought about. So that's one thing he does do, and you got to give the guy credit. He covers current issues and gets people talking and thinking about it. So I just thought that'd be a fun way to start.
I do like his quote on the sign there in the picture.
Oh yeah.
It's not art unless it has the potential to be a disaster.
Well, that was a different artist that actually did those in the part, but that's actually those are art pieces too, believe it or not. That fit right in with the theme. So we've got some other examples. This is a Russian artist that we wanted to share tonight. And what is that? I got to read that. Artist Valdemar von Kazak. I'll do it the best I can. I can sure mispronounce the name.
I called him Bob.
But these are, yeah.
Everybody calls him Bob.
These are just, you know, ideas of artists, you know, art, sure no art, and sometimes artists do go over to the dark side. Things look normal, but there's always something a little bit different.
Like the guy falling out of the sky.
Yeah, getting ready to fall out of the sky in the pizza truck. And another example was work. Don't ask me, I just thought it was interesting. You know, a future world, I don't know.
Okay.
But, you know, these are just some examples of him. Like I said, this is Valdemar von Kazak, is how I would say it. And, you know, a lot of robots and demented dwarves, I don't know. But I just thought these were some more family-friendly type examples that we could share tonight.
Yeah.
Then we're going to get into a little bit something different here. This is a lady by the name Gwen Murphy, and she's got a thing with shoes.
Shoes that stare back at you.
And she defines them as an object believed to have magical powers to protect or aid its owner. Shoes hold a power we don't often think of to transport and protect us. And she thought this would be a fun way to show that and different types of shoes.
Comment on that.
You got a comment? Yeah. It is ceramic art in real shoes.
Well, yeah. Well, you know they got medication for that now.
Yeah. She she always felt this connection. Each time she looked at her shoes, she had a sense that her shoes were looking back at her.
That's what I said. They got
Yeah.
medicine for that.
All right. Well, these are looking back
It's a little
at her.
expensive, but I think she can.
So this is an example of her world and what she's doing with kind of taking a trip toward the dark side of art. Yeah. So we continue the theme. Another artist here, Sabi van Hermit. He is a Dutch artist, and he creates fusions out of children and animals. And he says, I create images that evoke associations with people and animals. I imagine the balance between the many conflicting feelings and thought that a man can have. A balance between opposites as attractive, repulsive, happy, sad, fear, security. That's what he's getting from that. You get what you get.
Repulsive.
But it's called faceless art. So there's another fun example.
What about faceless artists? We're dealing with that.
You're looking at him.
There's a Dutch version. Now, this is a little bit different. Bone art by Jody Carey. And these aren't actual bones, but they are cast from, like, femurs. And he makes these out of, molds them and makes them out of plastic and, acrylics, I guess you put plastic. And ends up making these unique structures out of these chandeliers of one of his specialties. So I thought, well, there you go. That's a good example of art onto the dark side. And then we get into, with Photoshop and digital cameras today, there's not much you can't do. And sometimes there's things that you can do that maybe you shouldn't, but when they approach that realm, I guess you could say it goes over to the dark side. So there's some unique examples. I kind of like the zombie door in the middle. Now, I had to include some of your, this isn't anything new in art.
No, these are classic.
These are the classic examples of art
Classic
from the
dark side.
All right, you got Georgia. You want to say it? You want to take a crack at it?
The Chirica.
Sharika, that's how I say it. But and then you got a fellow named Ivan Albright and Salvador Dali. And Man Ray, the photograph over there. So these are some classic examples, and a lot of them do with the surrealism. That portrait by Ivan Albright is of the portrait of Dorian Gray, which has its own history of darkness right there.
Right.
And that's a dark one. Then a couple more examples. I thought this was interesting. This is a Inga Mora and Saul Steinberg. It's called the Mask series. I thought those were kind of spooky, creepy, and dark. Then a real classic by Gustave Moret, Oedipus and the Sphinx. And then you've got a combination of Man Ray and Joan Moreau, who was the designer, and Man Ray was the sculptor for the photograph. And mannequins are always kind of...
Yeah, a room full of mannequins, nothing creepier.
Yeah, naturally creepy. So.
And I think, look back at
That's right.
And these I just had a little special category, what I call just plain strange. I don't think there's much needs to be said about these. I think they speak pretty well for themselves.
I don't know, they verge on almost sick.
Well,
Beyond strange.
Well, but wait, don't click yet now,
Don't click.
because
The worst is yet to come.
Yeah, and we've had some pretty good examples tonight of can art go over to the dark side. I would say yes, it can. I've tried to show some interesting examples, but coming up, last but not least to me, is one of the most frightening of all time images that never should have been made. It just isn't right.
Nope.
But to me, this still wins out over anything we've shown in the past few years.
This is probably the most disturbing thing you're going to see.
what is it, a chicken nugget with a mustache?
No, that's pretty good though,
That's
Charles. But I think
There it is.
Oh,
I can hear screaming in the
I
background.
know that just is not right.
Dollar Tree art.
That's just not.
Man,
that is not
Dogs
right.
playing poker, and like David said, what's happened to the owners?
Yeah, I think they killed their owners to play cards.
That's just not right.
Somewhere off screen there's a bunch of
Yeah.
bloody people.
So we'll cut back to us and we'll get back to, all right.
Bunch of
So
people.
that's
Yeah.
some good examples, I think, of art on the dark side. And now in a kind of, Charles, in a way to cleanse our palate, I think we need to go to something much brighter and happy that's in the world of art and share with folks. We've got one day left. Tomorrow,
That's it.
Sunday, October the 11th, will be the last day to see the Charles Smith ceramic art exhibition, Black Hands I Am. If you haven't seen it, you need to go.
One day left.
One day
That's it.
left. One day left. So, Were we talking over our picture? I think
Yeah.
we were. Okay, very good. All right, so they need to go see that tomorrow if they haven't. And one of the things, you want to share what happened the other night at the museum? Kind of a neat thing. We got a little teaser about it.
Thursday night at the
Yeah, we had
museum.
a sort of improv get together with some collectors and some other artists that came out, and I gave a little, well, it was 100 Inch, which one of my collectors set it up, and was more of an artist talk, collectors reminiscing about some of the things that we had talked about over a period of years, and some of the processes and some of the things collectors do to kind of keep the artists going, you know, which is mainly, like we all know, is on the financial end to kind of keep the juices flowing. So, but it was a pretty good turnout.
It was, and it was
Yeah.
right there in the gallery with the artworks, and it was fun to have. Charles walked around and earned into showing certain pieces and talking about them. It was nice.
Right.
Yeah,
It was
ArtStream was there with video.
Yeah,
cameras,
ArtStreamLIVE
so-
was there.
Yeah.
Well, how the news people said it was the first one on
on
the scene.
Yeah, news at 11.
Well, Davis made a little tease video, and there'll be more of this to come in future webcasts, but we just thought it'd be fun to share a little video, kind of whet the appetite.
All right, a little teaser here.
Yeah.
I didn't want to know everything, so this way you always give me something to work toward. Because if I came in and knew everything, I wouldn't want to be able to create anything different. It was always going to be the same old, same old. So you just leave some things there to just always to experiment, and then try that Hail Mary. Hail Mary always be you take your best parts, and you know everything's going to fit, because over a period of time they're going to come back, and you got to have it right the first time, because in this business, there's no excuses. But all these parts here, every one of them, that time right the same. It's like you spend that time, you take that soul, you take that heartbeat. Everything here is a part of that particular time in my life that it was there, it was done, it was that 100.
But Charles' house sometime, and he'll say it's too humid, or it's too hot, or it's too rainy, and I just can't work. You know, he knows it's atmospheric conditions, it's the temperature in the kiln, it's the clay. It's hard work. It's chemistry. It's planning for the future. I mean, this is, it's just pretty. Let me tell you one of the secrets that I wanted to share. For those of y'all that are not artists, and I'm sure,
Put a little clay in it, because I needed something, and it just fumbling. And when I did that, and I just stuck it on the clip, the light bulb came on. Ding! Uh-oh.
There you go.
All right.
Pretty good.
A lot more to come.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot more of that to come. There were some fun things that were shared that night. We're going to have more fun showing that later, but we just wanted to whet the appetite, give a little video
Yeah, give a
tease
little
tonight.
snippet of what we do.
I call that one of the. We'll share some more of these Charles Smith nuggets of wisdom as we continue on.
Yeah, I got a lot of nuggets.
Yeah, and talking about lighter, happier art, I think David's got some nice things he'd like to share tonight too with the viewers.
Yeah.
Some new pieces he's been working on and bring up and share with everybody tonight.
Yeah.
Well,
Here's one, a recent piece. I've asked people on Facebook, I put it up and asked to get their reactions. It's interesting to see how they see what I do, and it's never exactly what the artist has in mind when he's working on it, but that's what I like about it, and that's one of the reasons I don't title any artwork, is to leave that blank canvas there for people to use their imaginations. The detail of that one. These two guys aren't in it, but
Well, it's nice it's over you because it's your art, yeah.
yeah.
Now, is that a symbol of you, David?
Yeah, it could be.
All right. Well, yeah, you're right. I don't want to say
It
too
could
much,
be.
but people,
It might not be.
let them see what, all right.
There's another one. Detail of the opposite side. So old family photos are used for these.
Yeah, I like the way you put the image on there. That's very good.
Here's another one. It's not a family photo, but it's a historical building up on Highway 84.
So that's photos on both sides?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, half the building's on one side, half's on the other.
Oh, okay.
So we got
That's the
imagery,
detail.
form, everything. That's nice. Yeah, very good.
We've shown this one before, but
That's all right. It fits in with the others, yeah.
and I have little short videos. We'll show them
all right. Well,
back to back.
That'll be great. Let's share this with them.
There we go.
Oh, very well, gentlemen.
Oh, Dorothy was
Well
excellent.
I'd be privileged if you'd all join me.
Were they dark enough for you?
Well, we breathing now?
Just remember, do not underestimate the power of the art.
The who?
The art.
Art who?
Art. Stream.
Live. It's alive. It's alive. I think we'll end on that note.
May the force be with you.
The who? Oh.
Bye.
By art.
I like that.
Well, gentlemen, no point in hanging around this dump any longer.
Oh, Echo.
It's the After the Show show.
Echo, we're in a cave?
That was Darth walking off.
Oh, that was the fourth.
Who did that?
I don't know. All right, well, great. I think we've got another webisode in the can, if you want to put it that way.
This is the After the Show show. It has
After
nothing
the
to do with
show.
art.
All right.
No.
I like it. Well, I hope next month they'll come back and join us again.
Me too.
Next month?
Yeah.
What is next month? Is that February? June?
No.
I'm getting on my knees. I don't have to worry.
It won't be long. We're coming up on the 5th anniversary show.
That's right.
5th anniversary.
We get to the point now we don't have to worry about
stubborn or what?
We're that dumb and stubborn and hard-headed. We don't quit.
Yeah,
that's right.
We at the point now we don't have to worry about
If
carrying things in
they
order.
send enough money, we'll quit.
That's right.
Yeah.
No, we're not done. Quit when you do it.
All right.
Somebody had to call us and tell us the day, what day it is. Because we said Monday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Tuesday.
Well,
Sounds good.
That's just the way it is.
As long as you get a weekend in there.
As long as you get them right, but they don't have to be in order.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Say
good night, Charles.
Good night, Curtis.
Say good night, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie.